The heroes of our world are often those we know intimately, the faces that stare back at us from currency and stamps, the names that adorn school buildings and statues. Their images imprinted in our minds alongside their heroic deeds. But this isn't the whole story. Throughout history, there have been unsung heroes whose accomplishments were just as important but are largely unknown to the public. Today we're going to shine a light on one such hero, an invention so transformative it changed the course of history yet remains unrecognized by most of us. This is the printing press. No, wait, hold on, don't click away. We all know what a printing press is, right? It's that machine that allows us to mass-produce books and newspapers and other things. Well, yes, but also no. See, the thing is, there were actually hundreds of different printing presses over the centuries, and not all of them worked the same way. In fact, one type of printing press in particular was responsible for some of the most significant changes in the history of human communication. These presses use special types specifically cut for these machines. This typeface is known today as and if you don't recognize that name, let me put it this way. Without Garamond, we might not have an internet. No, seriously, that's how big a deal this typeface is. But how exactly did a typeface change the world? For thousands of years, written works were painstakingly copied by hand, either carved into stone tablets or painstakingly scribed onto papyrus or parchment. This was slow, laborious work, which meant that reading material was expensive to produce, therefore rare and valuable, and consequently only available to the elite classes. Then around 1440, everything changed. A German inventor named Johannes Gutenberg developed a printing press that could stamp ink onto paper using movable type. While he didn't invent the printing press per se, his design allowed for quick and efficient mass production of written works, meaning that books and pamphlets could be produced much more quickly and cheaply. Early examples of Gutenberg's printing presses used an existing typeface known as blackletter. This typeface, with its ornate designs and flourishes, had been popular in Europe since the 9th century. And while beautiful, this style of lettering wasn't suited to Gutenberg's new process. See, the trouble is, each letter was made up of dozens of pieces that had to be individually arranged. This took time and skill and meant that even with the printing press, mass production was still a slow process. Gutenberg's solution was to develop a completely new type, a typeface with simple, clean lines, and no superfluous. He named it after a prominent French punch cutter named Garamond, and the results were astounding. Suddenly, instead of taking hours to print a single page, the process could take mere minutes. With this newfound efficiency, Gutenberg produced his most famous work, the Latin translation of the Bible, in 1455. Known as the Gutenberg Bible, it was the first major book printed in Europe using movable type, and while it was revolutionary, few of the actual copies still exist. Gutenberg's breakthrough was soon emulated by printers across Europe. Within 50 years, there were over 100 printing presses in Germany alone, with similar numbers in Italy and France. And Garamond was now the go-to font for all manner of publications, from the scholarly to the salacious. Its simple design was easy to read, even for the masses who had never had access to books before. So why does any of this matter today? After all, we don't live in the Middle Ages. Gutenberg and his contemporaries could never have imagined that their humble type would play a key role in the future of human communication. For instance, in the 18th century, Enlightenment thinkers like John Locke and Jean-Jacques Rousseau began publishing their radical ideas in pamphlet form. These works, printed in Garamond, reached far more readers than ever before, helping to spread the ideals of democracy and individual liberty. The American Declaration of Independence and the French Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen both contained text set in Garamond. When the Industrial Revolution hit in the 19th century, the efficiency of Garamond was put to the test. Newspapers, which already used the font, went into overdrive, churning out multiple editions every day. They've covered every aspect of life in the rapidly changing cities, from births, marriages and deaths, to economic reports and political scandals. And Garamond was right there, delivering the news to the masses. Even today, the font remains popular for its readability. It's used extensively on the web and in digital media. And because of its popularity, Garamond is one of the most widely available typefaces in the world. But it hasn't always been smooth sailing. During the 20th century, newer, more stylized fonts became fashionable, and Garamond fell somewhat out of favor. Some saw it as too traditional, too old-fashioned for modern tastes. But this didn't last long. By the 21st century, Garamond had made a comeback. Today, it's considered a classic, a timeless design that never goes out of style. And while it may seem strange that a typeface could have such an impact on our history, it's important to remember that the tools we use shape the way we communicate and interact with the world. When Gutenberg developed his printing press and created Garamond to go with it, He had no idea what he was unleashing, but the speed and efficiency of his new process quickly made it the preferred method of printing. Books, pamphlets, and newspapers spread the word faster than ever before, and in the century since, Garamond has remained a staple of human communication, helping to shape the way we read, write, and interact with the world around us. Its influence can be seen everywhere, from the pages of the Gutenberg Bible to the websites we browse every day. And while it may seem like just a small detail in the grand scheme of things, it's important to remember that sometimes the smallest changes can have the biggest impact. So next time you pick up a book or open your laptop, take a moment to appreciate the unsung heroes of the printing press and the Garamond typeface. Without them, our world would be a very different place. But Garamond is the only invention that has had a massive impact on humanity without most people knowing about it. Over the past century, there have been countless innovations that have changed the way we live, work, and interact with the world around us. Yet for every iPhone or self-driving car, there are dozens of inventions that go unrecognized by the general public. Take, for instance, the humble shipping container. This standardized metal box has revolutionized the way goods are transported around the world. Or consider the polio vaccine, which has all but eradicated one of the most feared diseases in history. But which of these inventions had the greatest impact on our world? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, why not tell us about some other unsung heroes that you think deserve more recognition? Who knows, we might even feature your suggestions in a future episode. Until then, keep exploring the world and all its wonders, and do forget to subscribe to stay up to date on all our latest adventures. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time and discovery. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more amazing content. Your support helps us continue producing quality, educational content and brings new ideas to life. Thanks for watching.